no big deal to have 10 tons more for the tank turret here. Gun buff immediately identified this gun as a German tank gun, 75 times 70, 75 millimeters caliber, and the length of the gun was 70 calibers. These were long barrel, high velocity, extremely high velocity, extremely high accuracy tank guns that the Germans produced at the end of the war. The Sherman tank gun is about this long. The T-34 tank gun is about this long. At the beginning I thought that these were anti-aircraft long nozzle guns mounted there, but it turned out that the Germans had exactly this type. These were their best, and probably, not probably, definitely the best tank guns during the whole war. And this is a standard issue Tiger tank turret mounted on the underside of the craft. This shot resembles very much the Billy Meyer photographs, where the sun is peering from the back of the craft, here, which is another very difficult, impossible thing to hoax. A double exposure photograph, hoax of a UFO, is easily done. The easiest is when the background is very dark. The more bright the background is, the more impossible it becomes to make a double exposure, because there is no way to blend this edge without leaving a dark line. The worst possible condition is if you have the sun as a background, because this is the most bright spot in our little terrestrial universe. And this blending here could not be done, even on a computer. That's the surest sign for me that this is not a hoax. Another photograph with the observation turret extended. These were probably remotely controlled turrets with television cameras mounted. The Germans had fully developed television for remote controlled rockets, or for the tail gun turrets of their latest bombers. And this is an inverted photograph. The Tiger turret with a long nozzle, 75 millimeter times 70 tank gun. This is a Panther tank turret with 3 observation turrets here, very clearly visible. And numbers are 031. I have the photographs here that we would see in a minute. Hard copy photographs of this shot. And this is a shot of the Tiger tank turret, which has only one observation turret and a different gun mount here. Possibly on the same craft, because we see the 031 identification mark here too. Also, the authors of that film discovered drawings of cigar-shaped motherships. This is the idea project of such drawing. One giant tachyon drive. Let's backtrack here. Actually, that's enough. These drives were utilizing the Hans Kohler converter of gravitational energy into electromagnetic energy. Gravitational energy is not just the energy of a body falling towards Earth and having its energy change from a potential energy into kinetic energy, into some kind of useful mechanical work. Because this would be an impossible perpetual mobility to achieve. In order to get more energy out of this object, we have to lift it up again and drop it again. So the energy we lift would be the same or even bigger than the energy we get from the falling object. Ergo, perpetual mobility of falling objects utilizing gravitational energy is not possible. This is really so. But there are many other ways of obtaining energy from the gravity circuits. And one of them is the Kohler converter. It is a very simple combination of 6 coils wound in a very specific way, where the wire goes to one end and then it comes back in a kind of a double, 2 parallel wires being wound together, and then the 2 loose ends at the end are soldered. in order to eliminate the electrical component of the field of that coil and to have only a magnetic component. This is a specific winding that, according to the last film we did, documentary film from our Academy of Business and Sciences about free energy formulas, designs and motors, in many of them such coils are utilized where the winding goes with a double strand wire insulated. The whole coil is wound, and then at the end these two wires are soldered together. Such a parallel winding, by the interaction of these two adjacent pairs of strands of wires, they cause the elimination of the electrical component of the magnetic field. Normal coils produce electrical and magnetic component. The coils with this double winding, double strand wire winding, have only magnetic component. Kohler was using such coils. Even he himself didn't know how the hell his device worked, but it really did work. He may have gotten it through a vision or a dream. Billy Meyer and his Pleiadians have stated 20 years ago that for the last 200 years they have been telepathically contacting terrestrial scientists and implanting visions, drawings, ideas, thoughts in their minds, and they would wake up one morning with a great idea. Gee, what a genius I am. I invented a new device. Little did they know that somebody was beaming hard at their thick skulls for the 10th consecutive night till they finally get it straight. Anyway, the Kohler converter was coupled to a Van de Graaff band generator. This is a high frequency generator. I have to investigate. I don't know many details about this band generator. And to a Marconi Kugel Wirbel dynamo, which is a Marconi spherical eddy current dynamo. This is a ball-shaped, sphere-shaped dynamo, which gave the shape of the whole anti-gravity drive, the Thule tachyonator in the Honeywell 3, 2 and 3 type. Honeywell 2 had a Thule. The motherships were much larger, and these balls were twice as large as the Thule tachionators, and these were called the Andromeda drives, the Andromeda tachionators. That's another indicator that possibly the Germans have been in contact with some aliens from the Andromeda galaxy. Could be. In another film from our Academy of Sciences, of Business and Sciences, we analyzed the alien and celestial connections of the Third Reich, and we came to the conclusion that at least about half a dozen alien races have been contacting the Germans secretly. Anyway, this is the first idea drawing project of a cigar-shaped mothership, and we see one drive at the end and another one at this end, and we could see the spirals of the magnetic field spiraling along the craft. And the craft was designed to carry one Honeywell type tank killer on board and 3 Vril type interceptor fighters. And it's obvious that when this is open, the anti-gravity drive is moved into the cabin. And when it is closed, very convenient for repairs. Later designs introduced 2 drives, probably for malfunctioning of one of them. They had a spare one. 2 drives here and 2 drives here. And the same configuration of one Honeywell 2 type 75 feet diameter tank killer craft on board, and 3 Vril 1 30 feet diameter interceptor fighters, or scout ships. The big craft would come out of this hatch, the smaller craft would come out of this hatch. These could have been ICBMs or some other armaments, or possibly some crew compartments here. The whole mothership was 104 meters long, about 320 feet long, and about 30, 40 meters, probably 35 meters diameter, which is about 130, 40 feet diameter. These drawings date from, I think, October 1943, 2 years before the war ended. The German